André Onana is a better goalkeeper than Paris Saint-Germain's Gianluigi Donnarumma. Whew, I can hear the keyboards typing already. But stick with me for a moment, will you? Because numbers don't lie. And we've got a serious contender in Robert Sanchez too, who is quietly putting up some serious numbers at Chelsea. So we've got three goalkeepers, three different situations, and a stack of stats. So Onana under the spotlight at Manchester United in the Premier League, arguably the toughest league in the world. Donnarumma, the golden boy at Paris Saint-Germain, protected by one of the most dominant teams in Europe, and Robert Sanchez trying to keep Chelsea afloat in what has been a chaotic season. So let's break it down for you then, shall we? You look at André Onana, he made 90 saves in 34 appearances in the Premier League with a 67% save rate. And for Donnarumma, he had 51 saves in 24 appearances in Ligue 1 with a 67% save rate as well. But Sanchez had 95 saves in 32 appearances in the Premier League alone with a 73% save rate. So then Onana faced more shots compared to Donnarumma and Sanchez, and Onana and Donnarumma had similar save rates, 67% in their respective leagues, while Sanchez demonstrates a significantly higher save percentage, 73, with a comparable workload to Onana, suggesting a strong season for the Chelsea goalkeeper. So right away, I would say Sanchez jumps out with the highest save percentage at around 73. But Onana is facing way more shots, way more pressure per game than both Donnarumma and Robert Sanchez. Donnarumma's 4 clean sheets, that's shockingly a low for someone playing in Ligue 1 with PSG's defense. So let's take a look at another stat here. André Onana led in punches. He had 13 and sweeper clearances 10 for Manchester United. Donnarumma recorded just 5 punches and 8 sweeper clearances, and Sanchez statistics for punches and sweeper clearances are not really dominant and explicit, but here is why it gets really interesting. Onana actually leads in a physical involvement, more punches, more sweeper clearances than Donnarumma. That's not just goalkeeping, that's commanding your box. And those prevented goal stats, Onana, tops that list too, meaning he's saving United from even more embarrassing score lines in the process. So also looking at goals conceded and clean sheets, Onana conceded 44 goals in 34 appearances and kept 9 clean sheets for Man United. And Donnarumma conceded 25 goals in 24 appearances and kept just 4 clean sheets in the whole of the league last season. Sanchez, on the other hand, conceded 34 goals in 32 appearances and kept 10 clean sheets in the process. So Sanchez, of course, recorded the most clean sheets despite playing fewer games than Onana. Donnarumma has the lowest number of goals conceded, but also fewer appearances. So the lower number of goals conceded for Donnarumma might be influenced by the potentially less demanding nature of the French league compared to the Premier League. So I am throwing it out to you guys. Are you team Onana, team Donnarumma, or Team Sanchez? Do you value clean sheets over sheer volume of saves? Does playing in the Premier League give Onana an edge, or does Sanchez's save percentage speak louder? I want to hear your takes on all of this. Does playing in Ligue 1 also put Gianluigi Donnarumma at a disadvantage compared to these two goalkeepers that we're currently looking at? So you look at some other relevant stats and number of games played. Onana played 34 times, Donnarumma 24, Sanchez 32, and their passing completion percentage. Onana had 69% pass completion rate. Donnarumma had 85 and that's shocking, considering the fact that Onana is considered one of the best goalkeepers with his feet, and Sanchez had 65% passing rate. Penalty saves, Onana had one penalty saved last season. Donnarumma had zero, and Sanchez also had one. None of them had a red card record last season. So Donnarumma excels in passing completion, perhaps indicating a more possession-based style of play, or less, pressure on him in goal kicks and distributions compared to the other two goalkeepers in the Premier League. Sanchez and Onana's lower passing completion rates might be indicative of the higher intensity and pressing in the Premier League. So then a lot of discussions have sprung up concerning these three goalkeepers, because Donnarumma has been linked with a move to Manchester United and also Chelsea. So that's why we're considering these three goalkeepers as we speak. How do they compare to each other? Is Donnarumma a significant upgrade on André Onana or Robert Sanchez? And if so, why are Paris Saint-Germain letting him go, not wanting him to stay despite his stellar performances for them in the Champions League, where they won their first title last season? He's been left out of their Super Cup clash against Tottenham, and we understand there's going to be a scramble for him between Chelsea and Manchester United. So context is everything. Onana is dealing with a shaky United defense, which means more shots, more saves, and more mistakes to get magnified. Of course, Donnarumma, okay, he's shielded most of the time in that defense. But when he's tested, oh boy, he is good. Just not as busy as the other two goalkeepers. And Sanchez, Chelsea's season has been a roller coaster, yet his numbers quietly suggest he's one of the more reliable shot stoppers in the Premier League right now. Whew. So, do you then agree with me that André Onana is a much better goalkeeper than Gianluigi Donnarumma? I know a lot of you fans will disagree. And do you think Sanchez also is perhaps a better goalkeeper than Donnarumma? And do you think André Onana is a much better goalkeeper than these two other goalkeepers compared, considering, I beg your pardon, the number of shots he's faced and playing in that unstable, shaky United defense? So let me hear your comments. Let me hear your thoughts on who you think is a better goalkeeper. So, if you agree with me that André Onana is a much better goalkeeper than these two goalkeepers, especially Gianluigi Donnarumma, why then do United desperately want the Paris Saint-Germain shortstopper? Well, really great food for thought. Well, keep the comments rolling in and the likes, and let's get engagement going on all our pages.